Welcome back. Let's see how we can get a handsome render out of Daz Studio next, but perhaps before we do that, Themor should take on a much more natural pose than just standing there like an A in the viewport. Let's take a look at poses next. So that is also on the Smart Content tab with Genesis 9 selected. Let's go back out to my whole big menu here and select poses. This brings me to another interesting aspect of how to load smart content into the scene. Currently, we're looking at the Products tab, and with it filtered down to Poses, I see all the products that have poses in there, including the Genesis 9 Starter Essentials that have some to get you started. But there's another way to look at poses, and that is by switching over to Files here. So Files essentially shows me a selection of literally hundreds and hundreds of files, depending on how much content I have installed. Anything that is available that I could now directly apply to my figure. So something like that. So I can just double click this icon. You can literally load poses from all types of products directly onto your figure. It depends on what you got installed. You can just go and browse through it and see what might work for your figure. But be aware, this could be quite the daunting task to find the correct pose. So Daz Studio makes it easy to filter your content into something that you're looking for. So on one hand, you can search for it here. You can type in something. I've got over 1,200 poses that are coming up that I could load. It'll take me a while to load them and see if that's what I want. So you can either search for that here. That's one option. The other option is to use this disclosure triangle here and open that up, because Daz Studio has an option to give you a list by function. So let's say I'm looking for a particular pose in which he's jumping. I can go to jumping and then I'll see these poses here. Maybe I'm looking for something about kneeling, and then I get a much shorter list of stuff that I could try out, or maybe sitting, or maybe running. You get the picture. This list is basically filtered out, and this makes it really, really easy for you to find items that you're looking for across a large content library. Usually you can hover over these pictures and then you see a larger version of it. Then you can see, hey, this is something I'm looking for, a rider on horseback, and just hover and that'll display a larger thumbnail of that. I just wanted to show you that as you get to exploring content. I'm going to go back into products and pick a pose from a particular product that I had my eye on, which is this one here, the classic rock poses for Genesis 9, 8, and 3. So double click that, and inside a product, the same thing applies. So you can go and whittle down this poses menu and then just drill down until you see what you need. So perhaps this one here. That's not very rock and roll, is it? How about this one? Yes, that's more rock and roll. He's even holding a microphone or something. I need to give him that microphone, and maybe we'll talk about that in another video. How about this one here? Yes, that is very much rock and roll, Themor. Rock on, perfect. So that looks good. Themor even looks good without hair, but we're going to talk about hair in the next part. Just something that I want you to be aware of. We can also change the expression on the figure. So let's talk about that next. Practice a little bit, pause the video here and catch up with me, and let's talk about expressions in the next part.